How did you get on? The challenge was to create a custom function that returns a string consisting of the copyright symbol and the current year, or a range of years from a start year to the current year. This is how I did it. Create a custom function. We need to start with the function keyword. Then I'm going to prefix my function name with lyn underscore, prevent any possible clashes with existing functions, and then call it copyright. We need to return a range of years if the start year is different from the current one. So we need to pass it the start year as an argument. So I'm going to call that start year. And then inside the body of the function, the first thing we need to do is to get the current year. So we'll save that as current year. And we can use the date function with a single string of an uppercase Y. And that will give us the current year as a 4-digit number. There's no need to use a date-time object in this case. It involves more code, and all we're interested in is getting the current year as a 4-digit number. We're not going to be doing anything else with this date. So we need to find out if the start year is less than the current year. So that calls for a conditional statement. If start year is less than current year, in that case we will need to return a range of dates. And let's have the current year this time just as a 2-digit number. So we'll reassign the value to current year, again using date. And if you looked at the online documentation, you'll have seen that a lowercase y gives you the year as a 2-digit number. So now we need to return our string. It'll be a double quoted string. We'll start off with the copyright symbol. That's the HTML entities there. And then we'll have the start year. That'll be followed immediately by an n dash, HTML entity for an n dash, and the value of current year. Notice that I've not put any space on either side of n dash. That's because an ampersand can't be part of a variable name. So PHP knows immediately that this is going to be literal text. And with the second variable here, we don't have a backslash in front of that $sign, so PHP knows that if we're in a double quoted string, it must be the value of that variable that we want to display. So that has dealt with the range of years. If start year is not less than the current year, we need an else block. And inside there we simply return, again, a double quoted string. The first item in there is the copyright symbol, and then simply the value of start year. And that is all we need to do. So let's just test that. So we'll use our lin copyright function. I'm recording this video in 2015, so let's use that as the start year. Save that and load the page into the browser, and it displays copyright 2015. Let's say we're doing it in a different year. We want a range of years, say 2010 as the start year. Save that and refresh in the browser. Then we get the range of 2010 to 2015. And if you put in a year that is in the future, let's say we put in 2030, obviously that's not going to be less than the start year. So if we save that and load it into the browser, we just get copyright 2030. So everything is working fine. And that was my solution to creating a custom copyright function.